Canto 10, Chapter 15. The killing of Denuka the ass demon. Text number 4. Saha Tatra Tatra Aruna Pallava Shriya Phala Prashuna Urubharena Padayoho Sprushat Sikhan Vikshya Vanaspatin Muda Smayan Iva Aha Agrajam Adipurushaha Satatra Tatraruna Pallava Shriya Phala Prashunor Padayo Sprushashikan Viksha Vanaspatin Muda Smayan Ivahagrajam Adipurushaha Satatra Tatraruna Pallava Shriya Phala Prashunor Padayo Sprushashikam Viksha Vanaspatin Muda Smayan Ivahagrajam Adipurushaha Satatra Tatraruna Pallava Shriya Phala Prashunor Padayo Sprushashikam Viksha Vanaspatin Muda Smayan Ivahagrajam Adipurushaha Anyone else? Matajis? Saha, he, tatra tatra, all around. Aruna, reddish. Pallava, of their birds. Shriya, with the beauty. Phala, of their fruits. Prasuna, and flowers. Urubharena, with the heavy burden. Padayoho, at his 2 feet. Sprushat, touching. Shikhan, the tips of their branches. Viksha, seeing. Vanaspatin, the lordly trees. Muda, with joy. Smayan, laughing. Iva, almost. Aha, spoke. Agrajam, to his elder brother, Lord Balarama. Adi Purushaha, the primeval supreme Lord. Translation purport. Translation: the primeval Lord saw that the saintly trees with their beautiful reddish birds and their heavy burden of fruits and flowers were bending down to touch his feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. Purport: the words Muda, Smayan, Iva indicate that Lord Krishna was in a joking mood. He knew that trees were actually bowing down to worship him. But in the following verse, the Lord, speaking in a friendly, light-hearted mood, gives the credit to his brother Balarama. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre. So, in the first verse of this chapter, it is described that Krishna and Balaram, now they grown up, Kaumara to Pauganda age, 6 to 10 I think. So, all this while up to the age of 5, Krishna and Balaram and his friends, they are allowed to take care of the calves only. Now, Krishna said that now I want to take care of the cows also. So, Mother Yashoda and all, they have, she has great objection that no, my son is very, very small, he cannot take care and all that. So, Krishna was very adamant that I want to take care of the cows. Then Nanda Maharaj, in consultation with Maya Yashoda, uh, they have agreed to agreed Krishna to take care of the cows also. Now he is actually became a Gopa. So in this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that according to Padma Purana, so this is happened in Kartik Mas, Shukla Paksh, Ashtami. So that is why it is called Gopastami, right? So all of you know don't do that. So all of you know, Krishna actually, Maya Yashoda wanted that Krishna should wear the slippers. But Krishna said, you supply slippers to all the cows, 9 lakh cows. Which is impossible, right? 9 lakh into 4, 36 lakhs. किधर से लाऊं वो भी golden का golden slippers, not that हमारा rubber chappal or something like that, right? So when they came to know that, so here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that all the previously the footprints of Krishna, they are only faintly imprinted on the land of Vrindavan. Now he has grown up, so Ativa, the word used, Ativa, means completely. Krishna now is grown up, so completely they are all blossomed, all the footprints and all. So he was leaving the footprints behind, on the land of Vrindavan. So then all the cows, when they heard that, when all the animals, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, when they heard that Krishna is not, Krishna is going, now previously they would go nearby only, now they will go deep into the forest and all that, all far away and all that, wherever grasses are available, especially near Govardhan and all that. So all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the cows, the birds, everybody, animals, they all had a meeting. And they passed a resolution that, 2 resolutions. One is that nobody will step on the footprints of Krishna. Right? Why? Because they are the treasure of Vrindavan. Right? The real wealth of Vrindavan is the footprints of Shri Krishna. Right? Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhuvo Vitanoti Kirtam Yad Devaki Sutta Padambajalabda Lakshmi Govinda Venu Manumatta Mayurnityam Prekshadrimam Avaratanya Samasta Sattvam. The Mother Earth has, the glories of the Mother Earth is chanted all over the universe because she is receiving the footprints of Shri Krishna. Right? So then they are all worried. They are all worried that now Krishna is going to walk bare feet. So the pebbles and the thorns and other substances may hurt his feet. That's why all of them, they came together and they crushed all the stones, all the objects into a very fine powder, that is why Vrindavan Vrajraj is very famous, very soft. If you go to Krishna Balaram, Ramandreti, other Ramandreti, so there, load pot. We roll in the dust. It is very soft, right? Why? Because they do. So they are all like that. So there, everywhere, that is why. So it became soft, so that Krishna doesn't get hurt when he walks around taking care of the cows. So that is the love of Vrajavasis in Vrindavan for Krishna. So there is another reason. Sometime back I told, maybe some of you are not here. So why Krishna is not wearing chappal? Right? So like everybody remembers? You remember? Bhul gaya. Actually, today morning, after Mangalati, they told me to give class. They didn't fix my class. I don't know whose class it is. Maybe somebody might have dropped out. So I was thinking, what, no, I have to chant my rounds also, like that. Then I said, okay, I trusted the forgetfulness of all the devotees. Because same thing I can give, same lecture. You might have forgotten. Sometimes this. So Ramchandra, so when Ramchandra, up to the age of 24, he was living very comfortably in the palace, and then he is a prince, very well taken care, so much love by Mother Kaushalya and all that. So so his chappal, is feeling very fortunate. Because for chappal also they have no trouble, because everywhere, cushions are laid out for Ramchandra. So they are not experiencing any trouble. Right? So Ramchandra also is very, very comfortable. He doesn't know any trouble. Lived very comfortably. So when he left, when he had to go to the forest, on the first day itself, Ramchandra was thinking, Are Baba, the chappals also are thinking, there is reason why chappals went up and sat on the head of Bharat Maharaj. Why? Because, the chappals were thinking all these years, we lived very comfortably in the palace of, Ayodhya. Now we are walking on the, very big, this, forests and all, thorns and pebbles and all, we are getting hurt. So as soon as they got a chance, at the slightest opportunity, they left Ramchandra's lotus feet and went and sat on the head of Bharat. Bharat. So then Ramchandra had more difficulty, no chappal now. So there is a very anubandham between Rama's pastime and Krishna's pastime. So then Krishna was thinking, it seems, usually when you are when you are a poor man, if you become more poor, no problem, because you are already accustomed to living a poverty-stricken life. But when you are a rich man, you become very poor. Then you will have a lot of difficulty, remembering all the wealth, good times and all that. So Krishna was thinking, it seems, when I was Ramchandra, after living very comfortably with the chappal and all that, I was asked to walk bare feet. I had so much problem. Then Krishna thought, pata nahi aage jaake kya hoga. So better I prepare, let me become accustomed to walking bare feet only. Aage jaake chappal le liya to no problem. So this is called Rasokti, as one Sri Vaishnava, they do Rasokti. So that's why Krishna, has chosen, he has taken care, he has taken a precaution to walk bare feet only, like that. If you associate with the lotus feet of Krishna, then you can actually go and sit on the head of a pure devotee. You got the opportunity, the chappal, like that. So anyway, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Vrindavan, land of Vrindavan is more fortunate than Vaikuntha, because in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana wears padukas all the time. He doesn't walk bare feet. So that is why the land of Vaikuntha, she is not getting direct touch of Narayana's lotus feet. But Vrindavan is more fortunate because she is obtaining the direct touch of Krishna's lotus feet. That is why she is, this lotus feet is very, very important. Even when Rama, Lakshman and Sita, when they are walking in the forest, Rama was walking ahead and behind Sita was walking. And then behind her, Lakshman was walking. So Rama would go, ahead, and then leaving the footprints on the earth. And then Sita ji, she was very, very careful not to place her feet on the footprints of Rama. Right? And then she was very carefully walking. So sometimes, in order to avoid the stepping on the footprints, so she would step on some stones or thorns and all. So she would get hurt, and then she writhed in pain. Then Lakshman was behind, looking at her lotus feet only. So he becomes very sorrowful that my Sita is experiencing so much pain. But she would never give up, because if she had chosen to walk on the feet of footprints of Rama, it would have been comfortable, because already Rama made that land very soft by walking. But she said no. Then Lakshmana, he would not step on the footprints of both Rama and Lakshman. So during Treta Yuga, land is more fortunate in that way, that she is obtaining the three set of footprints like that. So it is like that. So these it is mentioned that one should meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna, and especially it is mentioned that it is on all the imprints, the various symbols that are adorning the lotus feet of Krishna. There are 21, according to Vishnu Chakra, there are 21 symbols on the lotus feet of Krishna, and then they were all left behind when Krishna was walking. And then it is a treasure of Vrindavan. So when the gopis were searching for Krishna, they have recognized the footprints of Krishna, because they are, and then they were actually, oh, Krishna has gone this way, like that. They have recognized like that. It is said that Yash Shaucha Nisrishta Pada Sharit Pravarodakena, and then Tirthani Murdhani Adikruta Shivo Abhut. Dhyatum Manaha Samala Shaila Nisrishta Vajram Dhyayet Chiram Bhagavato Charanarvindam. So this is a verse spoken by Lord Kapila in 3rd canto, 28th chapter. He says that Dhyayet Chiram means for a long time one should meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. Why? Because even Lord Shiva became, even though Shiva, the meaning Shiva Abhut, the word comes, very beautiful word. Shiva means Lord Shiva is Shiva. What is the meaning of Shiva? Auspicious. So Shiva, even though he is auspicious, he became more auspicious by taking the water that has touched the lotus feet of Krishna. Right? And then Dhyatum Manaha Samala Shaila Nisrishta Vajran. This is a very beautiful meaning, that Samala Shaila. Shaila means mountain. Right? Mountain. Shamala means contamination. Contamination. So it is mentioned that we have a mountain of sinful reactions in our heart, Samala Shaila. So when we meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna, the meditation on the lotus feet of Krishna acts like Vajram, thunderbolt. Right? Thunderbolt. So, this previously the mountains, they used to fly, they were having wings. And then Indra was taking the Vajram and smashing the mountains. Mountains. So that they become very subdued. He only cut the wings of all the mountains with his Vajra. So, what now the comparison? We have a mountain of sins in our heart. And then the meditation on the lotus feet of Krishna is compared to Vajram. So, what is the duty of the Vajram? Smash the mountain. So, Lord Kapila says meditation on the lotus feet of Krishna smashes the mountain of sins in our heart. Is it clear? So that is why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he explains that when we there are various, so the first thing, the symbol he describes is disc, Sudarshan Chakra. So when we meditate on the Sudarshan Chakra, on the lotus feet of Krishna, it pierces our heart and smashes, destroys the 6 enemies. What are the 6 enemies? Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Madamatsarya. Right? And then when we meditate on the lotus flower of Krishna, then it increases the greed for Krishna in the minds of bee-like devotees. So the lotus flower, when we meditate on the lotus flower, on the lotus feet of Krishna, it increases the greed in the minds of bee-like devotees for Krishna. And then there is a thunderbolt. Like thunderbolt I already explained. Mountain of his devotees smashes the mountains of his devotees' reactions to past sins. In the middle of Krishna's heel is the mark of an elephant goad, which brings the minds of the devotees, which are like elephants, under his control. And Barleycorn, if you meditate on the Barleycorn, it increases the opulences, all kinds of opulences of the devotees. Like that, there is a description. So, if you go to Vrindavan, so we are very, very fortunate that, in every Kali Yuga, like many times I mentioned, that Krishna doesn't come every Dwapara Yuga. So actually Krishna, even though came in Dwapara Yuga, his avatar is meant for Kali Yuga people of Kali Yuga. Whatever pastimes have happened in Vrindavan, Mathuravasis and Dwarkavasis, they did not know. So whatever pastimes happened in Mathura, Brajavasis and Dwarkavasis, they don't know. Right? But now Vyasadeva has described all the pastimes. So Kali Yuga people were very, very fortunate. We know all the pastimes of Krishna. Right? We can hear the pastimes of Krishna. So that way, we are very, very fortunate. Right? So that is why, actually, there are 3 things because of Dharma Kalushyam. All the it is given in Padma Purana that all the holy places, they become contaminated. They contaminated. But the 3 places, they don't contaminate, they don't become contaminated. Right? One is Vrindavan, another is Kashi, third one is Jagannath Puri. Right? So Vraj Raj, and then like in the next verse of this chapter, it is described the most important part. Anyway, so Jagannath Mandir ka Prasad, and then Kashi Ganga, they are equal to Brahman, and then Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, what are the 3 things that are very prominent? One is Vraj, and then Swachha Jalam, right, and then Vayu. Right? So Vayu, the Vrindavan breeze, is very, very soothing. It is described in 2nd verse, that how Madhava, is enjoying, the 3rd verse, that how Madhava is enjoying the cool breeze, touch of the cool breeze of Vrindavan. And it is very, very fragrant. It's very, very fragrant. And then all the waters are Swachha Jalam. Like Prabhupada mentions that Vrindavan, all the seasons, they always simultaneously taking place. Autumn season, autumn season is very famous for autumn season is very famous for Pravishtaha Karnarandrena Swanam Bhava Saroruham Dunoti Samala Krishna Salilasya Yata Sharat. Anybody knows this verse? Bolo Vishnu Tattva Prabhu. What is autumn is famous for? Give the mic. Last sentence.
Hare Krishna. This verse says this, Prabhuji, that when we hear the glories of the Lord, it enters our heart, ears, and then purify our heart.
Like? Salilasya?
Like Sharat, purify
Yata
the body.
Sharat.
Yeah.
So, Prabhupada, very beautiful, all of you, read, Prabhupada books. Prabhupada wrote such a beautiful purport to this verse. Prabhupada writes that in general, Shalilasya Yata Sharat, in rainy season, the waters, they get contaminated with mud and all. But the autumnal rains, when they fall, all the rivers, lakes and ponds and all, they get purified. That is where the minds of the sages are compared to the waters of Sharad Ritu. Why? Because Prabhupada gave a very nice example. So in general, the water tanks in the villages and all, they become contaminated. They clean the water with Allah, right? Alum. So when the water gets cleansed, but the sludge goes and gets settled at the bottom. So after some time when somebody comes and stirs it, the sludge, the contamination comes up. So it is not cleansed properly. But the same, when the autumnal rains, when they fall, Sharat Ritu, they clean the entire sarovars and all without leaving any contamination at the bottom. It completely cleanses. So Prabhupada says the Jnana Yoga and Hatha Yoga and all those systems, they are compared to cleaning of the heart of the yogis and all, leaving the contamination behind. But devotees' hearts are like autumnal rains, Sharat Ritu, because they completely cleanse without any leaving contamination behind, Sharat, like that. So these are very important. So how did Vrindavan Vayu and then Vrindavan waters and then Vrindavan flowers, they got that extraordinary fragrance? How they got it? Do you know? Do you know? Anybody knows? How they got such nice fragrance? They have the fragrance of a combination of sandalwood pulp, saffron, and then musk, and then agru. These are Chatushana. There in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote a commentary. We should apply this to the body of Krishna and all that. So it is how? Because when Krishna was sleeping, and all the boys, they come, oh, Prana Sakhe, Kanaya, wake up, wake up. We want to see your lotus face. The cows are waiting. Like that they got up. And then Madhumangal goes and, then Ma Yashoda and Rohini also they come. Kanaya, wake up, wake up. Please show your lotus face. So she keeps one hand on her, on the body of Krishna, and then she, nourishes him and all that. And wake up, wake up. Like that. And then Krishna, Krishna wakes up, stretching his, hands and all. Actually, he did not sleep, he was only pretending. Why? Whole night he was busy. Right? So, many times I told this pastime. Actually, like when Krishna was born, he was not sleeping. So all the gopis and all, they are very, very worried. This boy is not sleeping. So all the ladies, they have this habit, no? They pat on the back. Jojo, 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 Mukunda. So they were patting. So kitna bhi sota nahi tha. So everybody is worried. Then Krishna also, sab log aane ka, और patting on the back. Jojo, Jojo, Jojo. सो जाओ मुकुंदा सो जाओ. So मार के उसका पीठ लाल लाल हो गया. reddish, Then Krishna thought, अभी इन लोगों को सोने का आदत है, मैं नहीं सोऊंगा तो मेरा हालत खराब कर देगा, इसलिए Krishna was pretending to sleep, pretending to sleep, like that. So Maheshwara said, Krishna, wake up, go to the, go to the, cow barns, because unless Krishna goes and touches them, Krishna glances on them, they are not giving milk. Right? They are not giving milk. So said, your Nanda Maharaj is already gone to the Goshala. He is waiting. The cows are refusing to give milk. Go. How long you will keep your father waiting? So Krishna wakes up and then runs. And then on some cows he touches. Some cows he is glancing. And some cows he is personally milking and drinking directly. Right? Anybody drank? It's very nice, it seems. I think our Pavan Putra and all, they do. You drank? Directly, directly drinking. Like that. It is very healthy, it seems. So Krishna has this habit of, milking and directly drinking. So the cows are in ecstasy. Mera doodh pee raha hai Krishna, direct, that too, without boiling and adding sugar and all that. Like that. So meanwhile, they come, and then Raktaka, the servant friend of Krishna. So Krishna, sometimes Mother Yashoda, they take out the clothes of Krishna. Right? They take out the clothes of Krishna, which is adorning all the limbs of Krishna. So what these clothes are doing? They also became dacoits. And stealing all the fragrance of Krishna. So the Krishna's body emanates the fragrance of this combination. What is that? Sandalwood, musk, saffron, agru. Right? So then, these clothes are plundering all the fragrance from the Krishna's limbs. So when Mother Yashoda Raktaka is keeping the clothes on the Jameen, on the Prithvi Devi, she in turn plundering all the fragrances from the clothes of Krishna. So she is actually distributing to the rivers. Some portion to ponds, some portion to the sarovars, some portion to the kundas, some portion to the flowers. According to the qualification of each flower, she is distributing like that. So when the breeze is coming and touching the flowers and the land of the rivers and all these other places, she is actually plundering the fragrance. And then she is actually the Vayu is going through. So whoever is touched by the breeze of Vrindavan, they are becoming free from the cycle of birth and death. Right? Cycle of birth and death. Like that. So this Vrindavan Dham giving a lot of pleasure to Krishna. Right? Giving lot of pleasure to Krishna. Said, why? Because it is his own internal potency, the reflection. So Krishna himself is becoming attracted to Vrindavan Dham. Right? This is the description, like that. So Krishna is going along. So anyway, so then the boys, they make Krishna, they tayari karte hain, they give bath and all that. And then one Patraka, Patri, Madhumangal and all of them. So Madhumangal will be chanting some mantras. And one boy is putting all the garland, Vaijayanti Mala garland. Another boy, he is decorating Krishna with Kaustuba Mani har. Another devotee, Balaka, another friend is decorating Krishna with pearl necklace. Another boy is drawing paintings with the minerals of Vrindavan on his body, on the cheeks and all. You know, so one boy is putting, so it's all seva is distributed, you know, because they can't, you know, do dadagiri there. Right? I only will do all this. So because all the sevas are distributed, because everybody has to do. So one boy is putting, you know, earrings. Another boy is putting bangles on his hands. Right? So another boy is putting, you know, turban on Krishna. And then he's decorating with, you know, peacock fans on his head. Then one boy is putting, you know, orange color kurta. Another boy is putting, you know, pitambara, you know, dhoti, yellow color dhoti. Right? So one boy is putting nupur, you know, to the lotus feet of Krishna. Like that, you know, everybody. So in between, you know, Ma Yashoda would come and, you know, check, you know, everything is going on nicely. Or sometimes Ma Yashoda only, she would decorate Krishna. And then Krishna is mischievous. He would take some. So on one side, they would put, you know, buffalo horn. Another side, you know, his intimate friend, you know, the enemy of gopis, the flute. Huh? Like that. So it is. So sometimes, you know, Krishna would take his flute and, you know, usko, you know, he would hit one boy on his head. You know, so he would cry. Krishna would, hey, what are you doing? You know, Ma Yashoda would chastise, hey, Kanhaiya, why, you know, they are your friends, you know, they are helping you, and then you are troubling them. Like that, you know, in various ways. So everybody is enjoying, you know, decorating Krishna like that. So then Krishna would, along with his boys, you know, boyfriends, he would come out. So Ma Yashoda, she would go, thoda, you know, aur khao, makhan khao, like that. So you know, the mothers, you know, they are very attached to their sons, and they expect that sons also remain attached. But after the 5 or 6 years old, you know, the main attention for them is, you know, playing with the friends. They don't want to stay unless somebody is mama's boy, you know, like Samba. You know, Samba, you know, why Samba? Why his name? He got the name Samba? Huh? Because he's always behind his pallu of his mother. Samba, Samba. So, you know, mama's boy bolte hai na? Mama's, English mein mama's boy bolte hai. So like that, mama's boy, you know, one should never marry mama's boy, you know, because बाद में पत्नी शादी के बाद भी mama बोलेगा. I will ask my mother and come. Wife is fed up. So that is why it is said. So, but Krishna is not mama's boy. So he said, Ma, leave now, I will go, I want to go. You know? So then enough, go. Like that. So Ma Yashoda, anyway. So they go. So then, you know, Krishna, you know, the breeze is very, you know, Vrindavan Dham is inviting Krishna. You know, is inviting Krishna with various flowers, you know, jasmine, mallika, malti, you know, rui, you know, jui, and then different kinds of, you know, lotus flowers. And then when Krishna was walking, you know, there is a Stalak Kamalani, I mean land lotus. You know, there is a land lotus. Where Krishna comes, the land lotus blooms. You know, lotus flowers usually grow in the mud, in the rivers. But there is a very special flower of Vrindavan only it comes, Stala Kamalini. It grows. You know, it grows. Like that. And then when Krishna comes and Radharani and all they come, then the whole place is filled with the fragrance of Stala Kamalini. You know? Like that. So then there are various places, you know, where there is golden waters of Manasi Ganga. Right? So when the water is flowing, it is touching the stones and others on the shore. You know, chanting the mantras that are not understood by Vedas. You know, even so that water is filled with, because when Krishna was doing the pastime of boatman, and then the seeing the fear and frightening faces of gopis, he got so much merriment and enjoyment. So that all went and mixed in the Manasi Ganga. And then there is beautiful sarovars of Radha Kund and Sham Kund, which is all sacred rivers. They have come and stayed in the Radha Kund. Anybody who offers a lamp to Radha Kund, he can see the universe while taking bath. Right? And then at the time of death, when they will go back to Golok Vrindavan. Right? And then there is Kusum Sarovar, where Krishna made the braid of Radharani. And then he became so ecstatic that that ecstasy went and mixed in the Kusum Sarovar waters. When Narada Muni took bath in the Kusum Sarovar, he became a gopi. And then he wrote a book, Narada Bhakti Sutra. Right? And then there is Chandra Sarovar, where Krishna took rest before doing rasa dance. And then the king of all kundas is Govind Kunda, where all the Indra gave bath to Krishna. And that waters, they flowed. It was so auspicious, and that water is so nectarian that anybody who simply sees that lake, Govind Kunda, he will actually get the benefit of performing 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Right? Anybody who drinks water of Govind Kunda, they will get love of Krishna. Right? And then there is Mohini Kunda in Kamyavan, where Krishna performed the pastime of Mohini Avatar. He showed the Mohini Avatar to his friends. Anybody who goes and takes bath and drinks water of that Mohini Kunda, they will not become illusioned by this Maya. Right? And then, last but not the least, then there is, this, where there, I think it is Pavan Sarovar, right? Nanda Maharaj, made this Sarovar, for Krishna to take bath and all. So when everybody was taking bath and all, Krishna would go underground, underneath the water, and किसी गोपी का पैर पकड़ के खींच के आ जाता है. He will touch the gopi and come back. That is Pavan Sarovar. Right? And then there is this beautiful place called Prem Sarovar. Right? So one day Radha and Krishna, they were sitting, and then they were enjoying the pastime of a very wonderful pastime in Kunja. And in between there was one Madhumakki, which became very, very fat because of drinking the nectarian honey from the various flowers of Vrindavan. And it became his, हम जैसा कि कभी कभी कुछ डिवोटी लोग बहुत बड़ा फीस्ट बना, जितना खाओ, मेरा बर्थडे है, आज जितना खाना है उतना खाओ. मेरा बर्थडे के दिन हमारे पुजारी लोग को जितना आइसक्रीम खाने का उतना खाओ, सो लोग खा के थक जाते हैं. ऐसा कभी कभी कुछ डिवोटी लोग ऐसा डोनर फीस्ट लगाते हैं, 15 आइटम 20 आइटम, कितना खाओ. सो दिस मधुमक्खी, एंड देन पेट फूल जाता है, फीस्ट खाने के बाद पेट फूल जाता है, हाँ भुगता है, सब सोया पड़ा रहते हैं ब्रह्मचारी लोग, लाइक दैट. So it is then so like that this Madhumakki, there he's became very intoxicated, and then became his pet pura full gaya tha, bloated because of drinking too much honey, very nectarian fragrant honey, like that. And then he was so meanwhile Radharani, and then so both are enjoying the pastime, and then they are enjoying the riddles. So Krishna asked, "Oh Radhe, what is alive even though it is dead? Living in the, and then enchanting the three worlds, and living in the body of 9 gates, like an embodied soul. So Radharani, what did she say? So she said, looking into the eyes of Krishna, so oh Shyam Sundar, it is your flute, crooked flute, which is the enemy of all the gopis. Even though it is dead, but it is alive, and then enchanting all the gopis and all the 3 worlds. Right? Like that. Then Radharani asked that who is known as being very young but also very old? Who is both bound and liberated? And who is the abode of darkness and duplicity but is still very pure? Now you tell me. Krishna said, Radhe, it is me. Krishna. Like that. So they are enjoying like that. And then meanwhile, this Madhumakhi, intoxicated and becoming fat, entered the, this kunja and became attracted, golden form of Radharani and then Shyam Sundar form of Krishna. And then going budging around the ears of Radharani. So Radharani became very, very frightened. She is trying to drive away. And meanwhile, Madhumangal came and then, you are disturbing Radha. So he just chased away that Madhumakhi. Then he came and told, Madhusudan has gone. Madhusudan has gone. And Radharani became so bewildered that even though she is in the arms of Krishna, she was thinking, Madhusudan has gone, Madhusudan has gone, as if some pralaya has hit her. And then she immediately fainted and started crying and crying. Seeing the lamentation of Radharani, Krishna became also very sad, and then he also started crying. That tears only became Prem Sarovar. I think in the Nandagaon, right? There it is Nandagaon. So anybody who takes bath in Prem Sarovar, they will also get Prema for Radha and Krishna. All these rivers, all these ponds and all, they are liquefied rasa of Krishna's pastimes. They all contain love of Krishna. Krishna left them behind in all that. Right? And then last but not the least, Yamuna. Right? So Yamuna at the Ujjaini, she changes her course in order to hear the flute sound of Krishna. She is always, sometimes she is black because of the kajal of the eyes of gopis mixing with the water. Sometimes the kunkuma from their chest mixes, the Yamuna becomes reddish. So all this, the beautiful, the birds, the beautiful animals, and the beautiful sarovars, and the beautiful breeze is giving lot of pleasure to Shri Krishna. Even though his own internal potency, he himself became enchanted. So what to speak of when people like us go to Vrindavan? Right? Then definitely we will become enchanted. Right? So it is like that. And then in this verse, it is mentioned that Krishna is jokingly speaking to Balaram. Two things, they are enemy to all of us. What are they? Two things. When we do, we will never get Krishna. What are they? One is Atmastuti and Paraninda. Atmastuti and Paraninda. So Atmastuti means praising oneself. Paraninda means criticizing others. So Atmastuti, Paraninda. So that is why Krishna actually, all this, Vishnu Chakra says that all this actually, Krishna, it is Krishna only, so these trees are bowing down to Krishna. In this verse it is mentioned. So actually they are, but Krishna is saying, see, look Balaram, they are bowing down to you. They are bowing down to you. But actually, Vishnu Chakra says that because he cannot praise himself. He cannot praise himself. He is praising Lord Balarama. But actually, it is actually meant for his own praise. That is why it is mentioned here. Vishwanath Thakur says that Adi Purusha. Once Prabhupada was walking in the Vrindavan, and then he asked this question after the installation of Krishna and Balaram: who is stronger, Krishna or Balaram? Right? So everybody was saying, because Balaram, everybody was saying Balaram, Balaram. Right? Then Krishna said, no, Krishna is more stronger. Just see, he put the pose of Krishna and Balaram, the deity. See, Balaram is resting on, his shoulder is resting on Krishna's shoulder. His hands are resting on Krishna's shoulders. So even Balaram is dependent on Krishna. So Krishna is the strongest, right? He is the Adi Purusha, like that. All these wonderful pastimes are meant for Rasika Bhaktas. Vrindavan, Krishna's devotees are known as Rasika Bhaktas. So, in order to enjoy, become a devotee, we should have two qualifications. What are they? Bhava and Rasikata. Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. Right? Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So, what is meant by Rasa? Rasa means Ananda Anubhuti. Ananda Anubhuti. So, we should enjoy the Krishna's pastimes and experience joy and happiness. Right? And then Bhava. Bhava means, we should have love for Krishna. We should develop love for Krishna. Right? By hearing these pastimes. So when actually our Smaran should start with Pathasarthi Krishna. That is why Bhishma Dev, he is remembering, the wonderful feature of Krishna. So if you see Krishna in the beginning, Tataschan, that he is Tatasveter Hayer Yukte, Mahatis Chandano Sthito, Madhava Pandavas Chaiva, Divyo Shanko Pradadmatuhu. Right? So anybody who wants to understand Bhagavad Gita should meditate on this verse every day. Right? So so Krishna is blowing the conch. Right? And then Vijayarata Kutumba Attatotre Dhrutahaya Rasmini Tachriyashaniye Sa Bhagavan Ratirastu me Mumukshor Tam Yamiha Nirikshaya Hatagata Swarupam. So Bhishma Dev was remembering this form at the time of death. So this form of Krishna, first blowing the conch. Right? First blowing the conch. And then catching hold of the reins with his one hand, and then with a whip in his another hand. And then it is mentioned that even when war is going on, Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamalavarnam Ravikara Gauravara Ambara Dadane Vapuralka Kala Vratanam Abjam Vijaya Sake Ratirastu me Anvadaya. So when Krishna was going to warfield, he was decorating as if he is going for some marriage ceremony. And the greatest enemy of everybody, all the gopis and all, is his smile. His smile is always there on his lips. Right? So, these three things, Shanka, the whip in his hand, and the smile on his lotus face. So these three, what they do, when he blows the conch, he awakens all of us. Right? From the slumber, he awakens all of us. And then because we are in bodily concept of life, right? It is mentioned that there are great sins are there. Gohatya Pap, Stri Hatya Pap and Bal Hatya Pap and all that. What is the greatest sin? Dehatma, very good. Dehatma Buddhi. In 10th Canto Bhagavatam, 1st chapter, Prabhupada writes, somebody who is thinking, I am this body, He is 1 crore times more sinful than a Gohatya Papi. So Krishna using his whip, he is, Ashocha and Anvashochastvam, Prajna Vadamscha Bhashase, Gatasu Nagatasuscha, Nan Shochanti Pandita. He is whipping all of us, by reading Bhagavad Gita, we get whipped. All the illusion will go away. Right? So first he is awakening us from the slumber, and then he is chastising us with his whip. Right? And then smile. Again he will. So we are in moha all this while. And then Krishna, by blowing the conch and whipping, he is driving away moha. But by his smile again, he is putting us into sammohana. Again we become intoxicated. That is another kind of maya. Right? So, this happens if you read Bhagavad Gita. It should happen. Otherwise, you are not reading Bhagavad Gita. Right? Everything, Krishna Prema is there in Bhagavad Gita. So, that is why Krishna has done two things. One, he is, Prabhupada writes that Govinda Dev, who taught Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, is the Siksha Guru of all living entities. That is why Krishna is known as Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Prabhupada writes in Adilila Chaitanya Charitamrita, first chapter, that Govinda is the Siksha Guru of all living entities. Why? Because he taught Bhagavad Gita. Then Prabhupada says, Uddhava says in 11th canto Bhagavatam, my dear Lord, sages with the age of Brahma also, they cannot say enough thanks to you for what benefit, for what welfare activity you have done by speaking Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these Vedas and Puranas and all are there, but the words spoken by Krishna, they are the highest. Right? They are the highest. So that is why, where actually in Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, wherever Krishna spoke, like many times I told that when Krishna was walking out, Upapalavya, he wanted to go to as a Pandavaduta to the Hastinapur for Sabha. There, when he came out, all the sages, with the effulgence like sun, each sage is looking like one sun. They are walking, they are standing 1 foot above on the earth. They are all waiting on the road. So that is why Narad Muni is glorifying Yudhishthir Maharaj. My dear Yudhishthir, don't be, because he became depressed after hearing the past wonderful devotional nature of Prahlad. Who are we? He said, Arey, don't think like that. The Supreme Brahman, Krishna, the sages and all the munis who are not visible to ordinary people, they would become visible in Indraprastha and Hastinapur, near your palaces. They could easily see all these sages and all. Because all these sages are loitering around your palace, hoping to catch a glimpse of Govinda. Because he is very dear to you, he is always, lying around in your palace. So you are very, very fortunate, Yudhishthir. Narad Muni was encouraging in 7th canto, last chapter, 15th chapter. This verse comes 2 times. First chapter and then 15th chapter also it comes. I think 10th chapter it comes. So, then anyway, so all the sages are waiting. Then Krishna asked, where are you going? Where are you? Where are you going? He said, we are coming with you. Right? Why? We are going to, we heard that you are going to speak in Rajya Sabha of Kauravas. We want to hear. Each and every word that comes from Krishna's lotus mouth is like Animutyam. It is a precious pearl. And all the sages and all, they collect it and preserve it, and they relish it. So everybody, so that is the, every word that Krishna spoke. That is why Narad Muni says, how he became a pure devotee? Not by reading Vedas. Jnanam guhyatamam yattad sakshat bhagavatoditam. Right? Sakshat bhagavatoditam. Anvavochan gamishantaha krupana dinavassala. Narad Muni said, while going all the Bhaktivedantis, they have given the knowledge that is directly, which is very, very confidential, which is directly spoken by Krishna. Sakshat Bhagavatoditam. So there are, Uddhav Gita was there, and Bhagavad Gita is there. Before leaving this world, Krishna spoke Uddhav Gita, and then Bhagavad Gita, and then so many other words of Krishna. We should actually read them again and again, and become purified. And then Krishna has done one more thing. He performed many wonderful pastimes. We should hear those pastimes every day. Every day. Right? So, Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, last chapter, anybody who reads this book, who memorizes this book, who reads these pastimes again and again, even if they think that they are fiction, they are not true. But anybody who reads this Krishna book, they will get love of Krishna. Right? So, we should develop this habit of, so reading Bhagavad Gita and Krishna book, and relish Krishna's pastimes and understand the philosophy given by, right, Krishna. So, very, very precious. So, we should read, and enjoy the Krishna's pastimes. Right? Like last time I have explained, what is the Manobhiramam? What is that? Yaduttama Shloka Gunan, what is it? Nirvishyatarshayr Upagimanat Bhavaushadi Shrotra Manobhiramat. Did I explained? Anybody remembers? Shrotra Manobhiramat? Shrotra Manobhiramat means when you hear Krishna's pastimes, they are very pleasing to the ear. When you understand the tattva of Krishna's pastimes, it is very pleasing to the mind. Right? Try to understand all these wonderful pastimes, and then become purified, become Rasika Bhaktas. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, how Krishna's body is bended on three places. Trivanga Lalitam. Why it is there?
That is his style to enchant the gopis. Because they say that Krishna's pastimes, Ramchandra's pastimes, they are like a straight line. But Krishna's pastimes, they go like a snake, curved. Ramchandra says, I will not fight, that means he will not fight. Eki Ban or Eki Vachan. But when Krishna says, I will not fight, he will fight. Vakra Buddhi, Vakra. So they're like that. That's why it is, Krishna's pastimes are like that. That's why his form is also bent. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram.